G'day and welcome back to The Geek Teacher. Today we're going to be looking at creating a website which could be used for your class or for a development blog or so forth in Google Apps. Now the wonderful thing about Google Apps is that they make it very, very easy. As part of our apps we have, along with Mail, Drive and Calendar, we also have this wonderful place called Sites. And if you click on that, you will come to this place. Now I already have a site set up, so that will show here. Any sites that I have will come up in a list whenever I come here. But today I'm going to show you how to create one, just so you can see how easy it is. Now this will work for you as a staff member or as a student, and it is automatically shared with everyone in COC. However, we can limit that later on. So today we're going to create one, and to do this we simply go to create and then we wait for a little bit while it sets it up. Today I'm going to choose a blank template. However, if we click on browse for more and then click on public, you can see all these ones that are available. So classroom site, professional site, and if I click on that it'll give you a better look. So you know, it sets that up. I might actually use that one today, but there are an awful lot available in there. And I'm also going to call this the Geek Teacher. That is, after all, how I work. And then under select a theme, I can choose different types of themes. Now if I'm going to theme it up later, I can use blank slate. That's probably the best. It's the easiest one to theme up myself later. So that will work. And under more options, I can then give the category that it's going to be in, and this will be blog, education, technology, tutorials. And this will help people find it later, and they're just simply tags. The site description, well, that's basically a brief overview of what your site is all about. And so mine is technology in use in education. That's pretty much what I'm all about. So there we go. I come back up here and I click on create, and before you know it, it's already being used. There you go. I must have done it already. So I'm going to have to rename that. Give the Geek Teacher at COCT. See if that, there we go. Click on create. So it won't let me create a site with the same name as another place, so that's pretty good. And then we wait for a little bit. Okay, so now it's created my site, and you'll notice that I have a whole heap of stuff already populated here. These are just samples. Notice lorem ipsum. It doesn't actually mean anything. Just a nice little placeholder created from Latin. I can put my image in here. Because I use the template, it's already laid up a few items for me. If I didn't use it as a template and I wanted to do it from scratch, it would be blank and I can go from there. So just to have a look through, I've got separate pages. I've got a homework assignments page, stuff for extra credit, a contact page, and I can use a Google form. There we go. I've got a Google form already in there. I can insert an image. These are all the things I can do. I can have a poll. So if I click on that, it will give me a poll, which is a Google form. It's not going to work today because that's not there, and so forth. I can go back to home. So that's an example of some of the different types of files there. This is an example of a layout as well. So I can have my word of the week, a student of the month, recent announcements. It is quite powerful. Of course, to edit any of this, I simply come up here to where it says edit page. Click on that, and it will give me the opportunity to edit my items. Now, each one of my template is split into these 3 items here, and I can type in, I can use the properties here, which has posts. Because this is an announcements properties, I can do that. See, that's a gadget. So that's inserted from up here, so you can go insert. There we go, and I've got recent posts, so that will put my recent posts and recently updated files and so forth. So that's a gadget. Same with recent. So they're all coming from pages I've got elsewhere. So that's a quick way to set it up. But if you want to start from scratch, I'll show you how to do that as well. If I go to more, under more we can also look and see what else we've got. We've got edit site layout, manage the site. I can work with templates, can subscribe to the page changes, which is really useful if you've got your kids doing blogs. You can actually subscribe to it so that you get notified whenever they change it. That's very useful. So I'll come to edit site layout, and I can actually start deleting things. If I want to get rid of navigation, I can delete that. I can delete this. I can share this. So at the moment it's shared with everybody, but under there I can actually limit that to less. So I can change that to people at Chris Norwich College Toowoomba with the link, so that I have to share it with them so that only they can see it. Also, anyone at the moment can edit it, but I can change that so only I can edit it and everybody else can view it. So that's pretty simple. Under pages, we can see all the different pages that I've got, and you'll notice that we can nest it. So we've got lots of different things that we can do. I can have student of the month, word of the week, scroll down, there we go, and they're all different pages that exist in there. Now, if, for example, I don't actually like this site, and this is what I did before, which is why I couldn't actually choose my name, I can come down here to delete this site, and it will delete it. So I didn't like it. That deletes everything. Be aware of that. That deletes everything. However, I can come back to deleted sites and restore the site, which would be awesome. What I'm going to do is delete that one permanently so that I can reuse it. Just want to show you that you can delete websites. That's deleted. Notice it's not there anymore. So now I can go to create. I'm going to do this from scratch now. Blank template, because I'm going to do it for my own, and I'm going to call this the Geek Teacher, and hopefully it will work this time. I'm going to select a theme. I'm going to select the blank slate because I want to be able to work it up later, and some of my future tutorials will show that. So that's the theme. More options. The site category, again, it's going to be a blog. It's going to be education. It's going to be teacher. It's going to be technology, and it's going to be tutorials. Much like this one. This one will eventually end up in here. All about education and technology. There we go. I come back up here, click on create. Hopefully it will tell me that I can use it. Okay, and now it's created, and you can see that it is actually very blank. Here's the title for that page. Here's the title of my whole website. It's given me a sitemap, but there is nothing else at all. So it's going to be kind of important for me to add other pages. So one of the things I like doing is creating an about page straight up. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I created on create a new page. I'm going to type here about. It's going to be a web page because all I'm going to do is talk about who I am. The page is at top level, put it under home, that kind of thing. So at top level means that it is on the same hierarchy as home. So it's not nested under home. So it's not a sub page of home. It's a main area. So I'm going to make that there and click on create. And with any luck, there we go, about. So now I've got home and about. Now I can then type in this box, or it's automatically come up as my editing, and you'll notice I've got all these wonderful things to choose from. Options, I've got text for color, so that's the color of my text. I've got back color, so I can put coloring behind it. I can work with insert a link. I can do bullets and numbering, indentation, formatting, subscript, removing it. I can use HTML if I know HTML. Most of the time you'll never use that, which is why it's kind of grey. I can also insert any one of these funky things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert an image just to show you that I can, and I'm going to upload an image. Now I actually have a logo in here. Hopefully it's still around. Where is it? The Geek Teacher logo. There we go. I'm going to open that. It's going to upload. There we go. Once it's finished uploading, I can select it. I can put some alt text on it. The Geek Teacher. Stress less. Be Ninja. That's what I'm all about. Press OK. And there we go. That is huge. Oh my goodness. So what can I do about that? Well, I can click on that and then choose small. That's how easy it was. Under there, I can go original, large, medium, small. I can talk about where the it's going to be aligned. I can put it in the center of the page, the right of the page, or the left. I want this in the left. And here is my wrapping. I want wrap on so that my text will go around it. This means it won't. So now what I can do is press delete and start typing beside it. You'll notice so that I can add other files. So if I click on add files, it'll let me upload files there, and I can comment on it. Now you can disable comments if you like, and that's done underneath all your settings. I'm going to save that so you can see that it does actually turn up and look like an ordinary page. So there we go. I've got home, which has nothing on it yet, and I've got about. Now I'm going to edit the home to show you this is where the edit is. Click on edit page and home. The Geek. How about welcome to the Geek Teacher? And then I'm going to go... I am going to show you that I can actually play with this, and you'll see how it works in real time. Bold. There we go. Welcome to the Geek Teacher site. Save. And there we go. So I've got that. Now you say, where are you putting your tutorials? Well, you've got as home and about. Well, I'm going to go to more. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to create page. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. And I'm going to call this tutorials. It is actually going to be a web page, but this is going to be at the top level. Create. Here we go. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Here you will find tutorials about Google Apps, programming, and English stuff, because I'm really awesome at writing. There we go. You're saying, hang on, that's still not under there. It's still the top level. You're right. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've got a tutorials page, I'm going to create one for Google Apps. And this one is going to be a blog post. So because it's blogging, I'm going to put it on announcements like that. So if you select one, you can see what it says: standard web page, announcements, mini blog of announcements, file cabinet, place for file storage, list, create lists, and start page is a start page for users. Now this is going to go under tutorials like that, so that it will actually go tutorials and then Google Apps. Click create. There we go. I'm going to type in Google Apps tutorials. Go here. Now I can then create separate ones underneath that, which I will for Drive and Mail and so forth. So that's tutorials. I'm going to create another page for Visual Basic or programming. There we go. Web page, no announcements. Putting it under tutorials just so you can see how it works. Create. Excellent. There are no posts there yet. So you can see how quickly we can actually construct a website very easily. And again, remembering of course that you can work with all these wonderful things under insert: images, calendar. You can, if you've got a calendar set up in Google Calendar, you can insert that. Images, charts from your spreadsheets. You can insert a folder. You can put presentations in your spreadsheet. You can insert a form, and also very importantly, you can insert videos from here. YouTube will let you search for them, so that's how I'm going to put all my Google Apps tutorials in. So you can do all that. Also, what you can do is under more, there's all these wonderful things. So I can see who has edited that page. There are two versions. I added some stuff to it, and I can revert, so I can go back to an earlier version. Also under more, I can subscribe to the page changes, so that lets me actually get updates whenever it gets changed, which is really important if it's shared to everybody and everybody can edit it. Can do page settings. I can actually work with a template. I can edit the site layout, so I can make it 2 columns, 3 columns, and so forth. I can manage the site, which is where I just was, and I'll go back into that. Sharing and permissions. I really don't want everybody editing my site, so it's really important to go in there, and I am going to change that to view. Very important. Now, what you'll see up in the top right corner is enable page level permissions. You can do that, which means you can allow different people to access different pages, but that's an advanced sites thing, and I'll go into that later. Right, now we're in Manage Site, which was one of the options, and under here we've got recent, all those ones that I was showing you before. And if I delete a page, I can bring it back. I can change templates. So there you go, I can see which ones I've got. I can not allow certain templates if I don't want them. Under General, I can work with all the settings that I had at the start. I can change where people land and what they see. I can delete my site. I can also look at Configure Search, which lets me actually search in my site. Very useful if you've got a lot of gear that you're wanting in there. Do I want it to automatically adjust to mobile phones? Yes, I do. And so there you go. Users who can access revision history, collaborators only. Who can access the site activity? Anyone. which is useful if you have recent updates and so forth, which I would put on my front page, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Stay on this page, save. There we go. So it's saved that I've got automatically adjust site to mobile phones. Now I can go to themes, colors, and fonts. And in here I can change everything. I can change the background. Say, for example, I want light blue. I can do that, and that's what it's going to look like. I don't like that, so I'm not going to. And I can change all these wonderful things, which is really awesome. I can change the header, so I can change the title, that particular part. So say, for example, the entire page, if I make the header light blue, that'll just change that bit there. Content area, I can change how they work. Content area gadgets, sidebar gadgets. So sidebar gadgets, that's these ones down here. I can change how that looks too. I can add themes. So if I want to change the entire theme, I can go to Legal Pad, and that will change the look of my entire site. So this is what it's going to look like. If I do that, obviously I want to get rid of that to theme. So it'll make everything look a bit different. I could do Notebook, which is a very similar one. That will update. Feel free to have a look through there and choose something that you like. There are a lot of wonderful ones. You know, Mint Chip, Tron, if you're into that kind of thing. Treehouse. Treehouse is pretty cool. I don't mind Treehouse. Doesn't really work for me, but people seem to like it, so that's what it'll look like on there. Okay, and that automatically changes it so you can make it your own, and so can your students if they're making theirs, because any of this will actually work for your students as well as you. If you're a student, this will work. If you're a staff member, this will work. And that's really, really important. Okay, and that's pretty much it for Google Apps, for Google Sites. This is now a site. This is now working. I can insert images and so forth, and I'll work it up over time. In coming tutorials about Google Sites, we will look at how to add gadgets and how to theme our own and so forth. But that's a very good overview so far. So you've been watching The Geek Teacher talking about Google Sites in Google Apps for Education. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more Google Apps for Education items. Be Ninja.